Hey, what's up? It's Dave Duford here, and today in this video, I'm actually going to do a quick book review of some books that I've been reading. As you guys know, if you've been on my channel for a while, every once in a while, like once a month, I do kind of a summary book review of the books that I've been reading. I've put together a goal of mine this year to read one book a year. No, not one book a year, one book a week. I've done a pretty good job of that so far. I've probably clocked in about 35 to 40 books since January 1st. And it's just been great. All I've been doing really is reading 30 minutes a day with some extra time on the weekends. And for those of you who think you don't have time to read, you got to make time, okay? It's just like everything else in life. I sit down first thing in the morning, read 30 minutes. I might read on the John. I might read at the end of the day when my wife's putting the kid to bed and it's quiet for about 10, 15 minutes. You can get that in, okay, if you just schedule it and think about it and make it a priority. And the benefits are great. You know, you get access to new knowledge, new ideas, and then I get to hear and I get to share it to you, and hopefully impact you to pick up some of these same books too. So a lot of what I read is a mixture of sales training books, insurance sales training books, autobiographies, motivational type books, mentality, mindset type of books, all the stuff that's relatable and something that salespeople of any stripe can get behind and get benefit from. So without further ado, let me go ahead and start reviewing some of these. So first of all here, my old favorite here, Mr. Dan Kennedy. Move my finger out of the way. This book, my friends, very, very good. Dan Kennedy, Speak to Sell. I think this is his most recent book. He's probably best known for his No BS marketing books. I've got a bunch over there in the bookcase behind me. I've always been a Dan Kennedy fan. He's essentially a marketing guru, although he does sales training, that kind of thing. It's great to read. But basically what his seminar, Speak to Sell seminar book, talks about selling from the stadium, selling from the podium, and presenting to a group to sell them something on the spot. It's a great book because it goes into detail about how he structures his sales presentations, how every aspect of what he presents is designed to build rapport, to create a connection, to illuminate a point, and to get more people to buy his products that he's selling at the seminar. So it's not just a book about speaking. It's a book about making money as you speak, selling product, okay? Great book. I think what's most interesting about it is it shows you that some of the greatest minds in sales, they leave nothing to chance. Every aspect of this guy's sales presentation is well rehearsed, well thought out of, and is exacting to the point. He talks about things you can do in your seminars that you do, make them laugh, focus your sales presentation on 3 key aspects, the triangle or the trifecta as being kind of a fundamental aspect to a good presentation that teaches. Make them gasp, give them something to talk about, that kind of stuff, as being a memorable and entertaining type of presentation that gets people to buy. Second up here, I want to share with you a really good book. I finally read it. It's the autobiography of Benjamin Franklin. This guy is like Mr. Renaissance man. It's amazing what Ben Franklin was able to accomplish in his life. And what's sad is his biography really ends right before his involvement in the Revolutionary War, with France, negotiating peace, crafting the Declaration of Independence. So a lot of his life is left out, but you get to see his life as he ran away from home, started his business, was led astray on a bad business deal to England, came back home, and began life as a printer, and helped other people get into the printing business. Talks about the mastermind group that he started called the Junto, I think, and Junta maybe, and really his beginnings as a civil servant or in political life as well. Great book. I wish it had the rest of it. He actually started to complete the rest of his autobiography and then fell ill shortly thereafter. But definitely good. A couple things that are really good about this. Ben Franklin shows his strategy to how he lived his life, how he handled each and every day, how he got up in the morning, how he worked, ate, slept, and his whole entire schedule. And it also shows a self-improvement program that he self-implemented on how to improve different aspects and characteristics of his life so that he could better himself through automated learning and through an automated process. It's really good. Highly recommended it. A lot of the sales books I've mentioned have mentioned, like Frank Betcher talked a lot about Ben Franklin. I think so did Napoleon Hill and W. Clement Stone, about how Ben Franklin's advice on self-improvement really made a difference. So definitely read that. Pick it up. This book, I haven't read it in a while, but I wanted to share it with you. It's a good one. Greatest Insurance Stories Ever Told. This really was like a preliminary type of book that motivated me to write and compile the interviews with top producing insurance agents book. This is from the MDRT. You probably could find a copy of this on eBay or on MDRT itself, or possibly on Amazon. I was given this book by Lewis Rouse. Thank you, Lewis. I still have it. A couple of people interviewed in this book that you may have heard of. Mehdi. Fakhirzadeh, man, I messed that one up, but Mehdi is how he goes, Mr. Mehdi. Sid Friedman, Tony Gordon, Burt Meisel, I love Burt, he's my favorite, Norm Levine, Al Granum, these are well-known, Marv Feldman, well-known, Howard Catchings, that's a really good one. Great book on insurance agents from different walks of life, different parts of the world, and how they came from literally nothing to greatness in the insurance business. This, again, is a great primer on what is actually possible in the insurance business. It's very motivational, inspiring, and you get to learn about really just a lot of different stories about people being successful in this business. I would highly recommend picking this up if you can find it anywhere. Now, mentioning Mehdi, I'm just about the end of this book. I figured I'd just throw it into the book. It's throw it into this queue here. Everything is Possible by Mr. Mehdi. A little bit about Mehdi. He's a MetLife agent. He came here from Iran and started selling insurance in his early 30s. Became a very large, top-producing insurance agent. Has been. I think he's still alive. Maybe I'm wrong. Somebody can correct me, but he's got to be in his late 90s now, maybe early hundreds. This guy's, he's old, but he's been around a long time. He's written a lot of books. The other book that's good by him is Nothing is Impossible. That's next on the list of his to read. But lots of great information on selling insurance, having the mindset of selling insurance. Great sales ideas in here too, of which next week I'm going to put one together I think is really cool, which could be a great sales idea. I was like totally thrilled. So I'm going to make a video about that, so make sure you catch that. Last but not least, I have to shamelessly plug my books. You know I have to, come on. Especially since I am donating the profits from both books here on the screen until September the 15th of 2018 to the Wounded Warrior Project. This one is interviews with top producing insurance agents. Again, like the MDRT book there, The Greatest Insurance Stories Ever Told, is more focused towards what I would call retail agents, those who sell to mom and pops, like final expense, mortgage protection, not mortgage protection, Medicare supplements, telesales, some marketers as well, disability sales, and interviews agents that have been successful there and how you can take lessons from them and implement them to be successful as well. And this book is my primer on this final expense business, learn how to sell final expense, marketing, sales, lead generation, all that stuff. You can find all of these books, by the way, on Amazon, especially mine as well. I do hope that you get something out of this. Again, the whole purpose of me putting these book reviews together is to motivate you to self-improvement. This is a huge aspect to improving your life, as well as just for having the sake of having the knowledge. It's a delight to learn more. You can always improve, and especially learning how other people were successful, like reading Mr. Mehdi's book, The Greatest Insurance Stories Ever Told, autobiographies. It's just incredible that once you start to read about what others do to become successful, you realize a lot of people started off in poor circumstances. You may think certain so-and-so has it all, that they never had to struggle, and why is life so unfair to you? Well, you got to get out of that mindset, man. And one thing and one way that you do that is reading autobiographies. Tony Robbins talks about this. Because when you see people's lives, it's like, wow. You start to realize there's a common thread of success, and it's people that recognize that despite their circumstances, they shall overcome these problems anyway, and that they set their mind to being successful, and that's what they want to do, is to be something great. And reading enforces that in your mind and shows you the way of how to do the same thing. So I highly recommend it. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you like what you see, please subscribe and thumbs up. I do videos like this 4 days a week. And you're welcome to leave a comment below. I like talking with my audience. So if you got anything to say and anything you'd like to say, feel free to comment. I'll make sure to comment back. My name is Dave Duford, and hope you enjoyed this video. See ya.